All right, folks, welcome back to the ADL Season 2, week number 4. It's, of course, our second series of the night with NA Rejects up against CNB Esports Club, the team from Brazil, the Brazilian powerhouse, if you will. Of course, thank you so much for joining us here. Big day, a lot of announcements going out, the TI4 invites as well as qualifiers going through the casting hubs as well, as which I will be a part of. But we are going to jump into this ADL matchup, and two very strong teams. Really looking forward to it. Joining me tonight, as always, is going to be Kyle Guy. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, Mike. Excellent to be back for this one. Should be good. It's going to be a little bit of a North American versus South American battle, and those can always be a little bit spicy, so I'm curious to see how it will develop. Also to consider, the patch is still live. Now, last go-around in the draft, no team really took advantage of anything too serious. Now, there were little changes, and we did get to see the Furion picked up, and obviously with this teleport marker being removed, you could do a little more clutch things like picking off the couriers. So they dabbled with that, but nothing too serious. So I'm hoping maybe one of these two teams might pull out a bit of a wild card, and we get to see like one of these new potential pickups come into the limelight of what could be the new meta.
Yeah, there's a couple of options here, and honestly, I don't know. I feel like Kunkka might be good with that AoE indicator, is really strong, and then Torrent being increased. Coddle, obviously, I think is the, biggest buff that people are talking about. Then just pretty good as well, which is a pretty solid pickup to start. So, I don't know. There's a couple of heroes here that I'm excited to see, but I don't think we'll see for quite some time. And if we do, it'll be very, very situational. So, that's the pessimistic side of me. The optimistic side says we'll see a pick in this draft in particular, but I've been wrong before. Then again, who knows? CNB, they'll have the first pick, so they'll start things off here with what I imagine being a Dazzle, or an Ancient Apparition, or a Bat Rider. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
The Bat Rider. He would be like my number 5. Like if all the 4 bans were the top 4, he's like the 5th. Like if you don't ban him out, he's the first grab next in line. And then you got like the Centaur and the Dazzle and what have you. So for now, in the time being, things are still going to continue out being a little bit stale until teams have the real opportunity to, boot camp, scrim, and really try to experiment with some of these new things coming out in this patch. But I'm really hoping also that these two particular teams, they get the start of what could be a nice little grudge match for each other, because both teams obviously being a part of now the qualifiers for the International 4, they're going to be facing each other quite a few times down the road. So hopefully it can be a good match to look forward to here. North American Rejects, they get their foundation, their support structure in the Disruptor and the Dazzle, and we already saw Fogged put in some serious work with the Disruptor last game, and they're actually now favoring it over what was once the precious Sand King.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting. They really are committed to this Disruptor pickup right now, and I think Kinetic Field change is good, but I don't know if it's the reason why they go for it. Dazzle, Poison Touch being nerfed is kind of I mean, the thing is it doesn't cancel TPs anymore. There's no mini stun with it, I believe. CNB will grab the Sand King like you talked about, but yeah, this is their core right now. The two supports for NA are no surprise there. I like it a lot, and I think that it's very strong up against CNB, and I don't know where Sand King has come from, but all of a sudden he's just been like, there was a point in time where he was like not meta, and then all of a sudden, boom, meta. Like he's in every single game, and people are picking him left and right. He's being played as a support. He could go to the jungle and get some farm and get that Blink Dagger up. I don't know. I think it's a lot kind of like what I guess a Tide Hunter used to be like 2 years ago, like offlane Tide kind of used to be that thing, that initiator where he'd do so much damage, then farm up a Blink Dagger, which was kind of Complexity's kind of mindset at the time. But now it's Sand King, and also NAR, like if they have a chance to pick a DK, they're going to every single game, and that's just the way they are for whatever reason. They'll go for the Alchemist for CNB, and we saw how this worked out last night, and it wasn't very good for the team with the Alchemist, so
I think North American Rejects are just going to pick the same thing if they can. I think they've been really antsy all night in trying to get these games in. This has been a structured team that seems to get the job done. Everyone just kind of fills in and does their roles, and they did it good last time, so we'll just do it again. But this time they won't have the benefit of getting a Luna, but they can fill that spot with just some other heavy Rising core, whatever it may be, like a Weaver, or if they want to do that little bit of extra push, they can change things up. But now they're actually going to grab the Clockwork in the off lane, who's been, in the past, probably the platinum pickup is off lane, especially on the Dire side, with the benefit of using those cogs and blocking out the lane and bringing its equilibrium in your favor and under the tower. You can find the CS, but another fire back and what looks like the start of a very greedy draft coming out for CNB.
Yeah, it is, and there's not only a lot of melee here, but heroes that require a bit of farm as well. Lifestealer is a good pickup against the Clockwork, and I think one of the reasons they picked it, because if you get
10
Lifestealer in
seconds
cogs with you, you're probably just going to get raged and die. I mean, like, he'll rage up, then
5
open wounds you and
seconds
kill you,
remaining.
because guess what? Battery cell's not going to matter at that point. All that really comes down to is a right-click battle, and, well, nobody really wants that against a
Reserve
Lifestealer. So
time.
4 staffs are going to be a necessity for this Clockwork, I have to imagine. But yeah, he used to be that platinum pickup like you talked about. He's still very strong, but he's been favored out by, obviously, the Centaur Warrunner. Alchemist getting a pick here is kind of interesting, and I imagine it'll be mid-Alchemist like we've seen before up against DK, which is an okay matchup, but not as strong as you might think early on. So, I don't know. CNB, they have a greedy draft like you talked about. North American Rejects. And the thing is, you can't really target bans anymore at certain teams. Like, you can't ban out a hero that you think is too strong for that particular lineup because, number one, the bans are just 2 bans per the first phase. And you kind of have to use those bans on heroes that are really, 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 really strong, like an Ember, like an Invoker, like Lycan, and like an Aga. So it kind of leaves it open to, I guess, whatever you feel comfortable in picking. 1 or 2 of those heroes are going to get picked, and then you kind of just have the rest of your cores that you're comfortable with, like NA Rejects have here. So, I don't know. It's a bit stale and a bit boring still here, even at the start of 6.81, but that may all change.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, a couple of weeks for this patch to really,
Ban.
soil and just kind of get. It's time for these teams to really try something out. It's just safe right now, for the most part. Alchemist is a bit out of the norm, but he can always be pretty flexible. They have the option still to throw him in the mid lane, pick him up as a support, or leave him as a support rather, alongside the Sand King, and go with something very aggressive. So, it's still a lot of questions to be answered. I'm sure North American Rejects are probably like, well, we don't really know what they're doing. We kind of have a strat in mind that we've been running. We're going to kind of keep it going here. Their 5th pick has got to be Snake King's pick up here. I'm just imagining someone who can rice it up like in his traditional fashion.
Yeah, he's played Mirana, he's played in Luna. Both of those are banned out right now. The Ursa as well. Maybe a Void or an AM pickup,
10
but that
seconds
seems a little too
remaining.
passive for Snake King's liking. He's not one of those really... I guess he's
5
CS'd a lot,
seconds
and he's CS'd a lot in the past, but the problem is I just feel like he likes to be on those more aggressive,
Reserve
more
time.
do-shit heroes kind of in the early to mid stages of the game, and he doesn't like just to hit creeps. He's one of those very few carry players that likes to hit creeps a lot. Not that he can't, but he just would prefer to 5-man, I suppose. So with 20 seconds left in reserve time right now, you've got to think maybe something more aggressive here. I'm like waiting for a Sven pickup. I feel it coming, but I know it's not going to happen. I wish it would, because that's just
10
like
seconds
6
remaining.
base damage is really freaking nice, man. I like.
Yeah,
it's
5
gross.
seconds
He's
remaining.
quickly becoming like a man's man kind of a hero, and hopefully we'll get to see that opportunity. But another big manly hero in its own right will be the Doom, and Doom can get a lot done here. Definitely being able to isolate and shut down the lifesteal for getting anything off, and intriguing. Silencer I normally only see picked up when you really want to kind of stick it to a team that's trying to pull off a heavy wombo combo factor, but that's not the case this go around. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head if Silencer's been adjusted at all in this patch.
Yes, he got the agility gain. He's gotten like 2.2 to 3.0 agility gain, which is actually kind of disgusting for how much agility you can get and like the right clicks that you're going to be doing. Because yes, his primary stat is intelligence, but agility also affects, I believe,
for
attack
battle.
speed. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Obviously, it affects the armor and what have you, but it's still like, I don't know. For Silencer, like, this is a big change, and this is a hero that'll probably be supporting at first. But we've seen like the EGM Silencer. I mean, you know how this hero can be played. So
yeah, it's a fantastic support if you can properly time out your ultimate. I mean, you have a bit of pressure on you the same way like a support Naga would, but if you get in the right opportunity, you could be a game changer, and it works so nice. And his ceiling is just so high. If his team manages to get some early pickoffs, begins to snowball, he can take great advantage of all that gold, and he can become a serious problem down the road for NAR.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll see if this Silencer can start really paying dividends early on here, or if he's going to get shut down and have a rough time. For
30
CNB Esports
seconds to
Club,
battle.
the powerhouse of Brazil, they're also making their way to the TI4 qualifiers. Congratulations to them. But for their roster, they've got Baga. He'll be up on the Silencer here. And the Sand King, played by Ned, one of their most well-known players, I'd say. 40R on the Lifestealer, going to be farming it up there in that bottom lane. That's the bottom try. King RD or Kingard is going to be on the Alchemist right now. Really strong, solid player. He's been around for some time in the South American, well, just American scene in general. And top, their offlaner is going to be Tabo. Already he's in the Firefly. He's got boots early on here to, well, help him escape any sort of bad situations. And that'll line it up for CNB.
And for North American rejects, I'll start all the way at the bottom down here in your off lane. We got Brax representing your Clockwork. Should do very nicely in this lineup, going against so much melee carry on the enemy team. Hopefully he can isolate and segregate the players into a nice optimal game plan for them. And look at that, early segregating the creeps, like we talked about in the draft, pulling him back, getting him in his favor. In the mid lane, we got Korok once again playing Sir Korok on the Knight, the Holy Dragon Knight. And then top lane, we got Snake King playing your more carry core Doom. We got a nearby Fog representing the support Disruptor once more. Disruptor once more. And then finally, we got Theban again on the Dazzle. And it's also worth a note, the Sentry did deny an Obs Ward in the top lane, so Batrider is going to be restricted from that vision he would love to have.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, actually. That makes it so much more difficult for him to just sit back in CS or even go to this camp here and even use Firefly. He's got to be careful. Snaking will start in the jungle. He'll get the Centaur real quick and then come back to lane with that in just a moment here. But with the Devourer, that helps out a bit. And also get some nice solo experience for 1437, who's up to level 2 already. And this is a big pickup. And I talked about Snaking playing these more manly heroes early on. And yeah, he's going to do. I mean, this is a hero that once he gets level 6, he'll probably start participating in fights very early on. So they want to fight early and they want to win the game early. And maybe it's not a question of Snaking and what he likes to play. Maybe it's more of a question of how fast do they want to win. Against CNB, though, it's going to be difficult because now you've got to deal with the global silence as well. If you get engaged on and all of a sudden you have global silence ready, you can turn the fight around drastically. So we'll see if Baga, if he can hit the R button pretty quickly. 40R only sitting at 3 last hits right now for whatever reason. He is having, I guess, a rough time. I'm not sure why, but it might have been Brax harassing him. But 8 last hits for Korok in the mid lane. He's doing well, and Doom in the top, he's got 7. So everything going as according to plan for NAR, I suppose.
Kind of just surprised me. I don't know if these teams haven't been doing too much research at this point on kind of each other, because Korok's been running this Dragon Knight like what feels like 90% of their games in the mid, doing the same thing. Courier coming in and out, doing the Bottle Crow. It should be very predictable by this point, and I'm surprised that teams don't take advantage of that. They want to linger forward and see if they can cut off the Courier, go for an early gank. It's, by this point, it should be expected on what his objectives are going to be.
Yeah, and the thing is, not only that, but it's his supports also getting rune control for him as well, meaning he doesn't have to worry about it, even if the lane's pushed in. But they're going to wrap around. They're going to try to go for first blood here. We'll see if they can get it. No, Fog's just going to harass him a bit and push him back and make sure he can't get any free CS. So Fog doing a nice job of harassing. They don't have to worry about top. Yes, Tavo, they might be able to get a kill there, but they'd rather worry about the Alchemist getting farm instead, and I feel like that's very predictable. But Poison
Tavo,
Touch, wow, he might die here.
Yeah.
Scorched Earth, yeah, that'll kill him. Thieving, no, with the Poison Touch, getting it done. Congrats, Ryu, on your item. Gosh.
Ridiculous.
How many items have you guys gotten? And I haven't gotten a single
he's
one.
gotten like 3 in these 2 days. I've gotten 2 in this game. Grant got like 2. Shawnee got like 2 now. It's so rigged.
I have 0. I'm just throwing that out there. I guess I don't deserve it, but whatever. I'm not going to complain. Snaking now, getting a lot of CS. 17 last hits. Pretty good animation for the Doom. Not bad, and plenty of base damage as well. Tavo getting zoned out again with that Poison Touch. And Snaking's like, I have the Centaur Conqueror Stomp if we want to use it. Thievin getting some sticky napalm stacks on him. Fogged is now, I believe, stacking up or just using these illusions in the jungle to kind of get some last hits here. And he's level 2 right now, and this is the issue with a lot of disruptors we see, is that they really don't have much early on. And he can go back to lane and leech some experience, but it looks like he'd prefer to have Snake King kind of leech experience from 1437, vice versa, and have them get levels rather than him getting, both of them being level 3 or what have you. Brax might get initiated bottom. There's the open wounds. He did use that last word, but it doesn't matter. He's going to put up the cogs, and he'll be just fine, so.
Yep, he should be able to take a lot of punishment. He has to try to get somewhat close so he can find the CS in. And, we'll see if this Silencer's putting in some serious work. The harassment, the extra agility, not really benefiting on the damage, but he can now take a few extra hits. The little additional armor will help him out. But for now, just trying to zone out Brax and not allow him to get anything too easy. It's rune time, and Korok's making his trip down, but Ned steps in and does the cock block, Sandstorm regen, and Korok will have to walk back, put his bottle probably to the very expensive courier, and send it right back to the base.
The thing is, every time Korok does this, though, he has the courier ready to go. So in the event that somebody else gets the rune, he'll be able to just bottle crow real quick. Unstable Concoction is going to fly. It's going to hit on Korok, but that's only going to do a bit of damage. And look at how many last hits he got with that Breathe Fire alone. He's sitting on 25 CS right now, 26, and, of course, rising. Batrider has rotated to the jungle. Tabo sitting at level 3. You'd like to be level 4 potentially. And it's going to be the start of, a Blink Dagger progression here. We'll see if he can get up to that 2150 gold that you need, obviously. Mid lane, Korok might make a go here with the help of Fogged, who's on the high ground, also rotating through his Theban. They've got no vision here. King RD, if he rotates up even a bit here, he might get caught out. There's the Elder Dragon. The Dragon Tail is well going to fly. The Thunder Strike. Korok, the Breathe Fire. Not enough mana for it, but he doesn't need it. Dazzle coming in with the right click. Tavo's going to rotate through a bit too late to the party. And Korok will say, well, thank you very much, sir. That's just going to be my knighthood in the bag right now.
I mean, you're talking about how supports, it's just really rough for him in the early, but Fog will find a way to make something happen. This is something I personally, as a Disruptor player who's very, very terrible in comparison to Fog, needs to work on. So he's definitely getting a clinic on. Moving in, quick glimpse. Yeah.
What?
That is weird. Did he TP so quick that it still went back to his death to bring him there?
Yeah, I think it might have.
I think that's
actually, I think you're exactly right. That's crazy. I've never seen that happen. Fog's like, oh.
He must have came back to life and TP'd so quick to the mid lane and baited, I don't know if he purposely baited out the glimpse, but he was still dead at the 4-second mark, so he just went back to where he once died. That was very interesting.
That's crazy. That means the TP... All right, I don't know. He's getting caught out in the mid lane. He does have Chemical Rage, the Shadow Wave as well, the Unstable Concoction. It's going to fly. Is that going to be able to save his life? No, he'll die again. So if we can't glimpse him, we might as well just kill him again. And
yeah, that works even better. Oh, man. Their mid laner, Alchemist, taken down twice. North American Rejects have it in the back for the early game, but Brax eating a lot of punishment here.
No.
Silencer on the outskirts. He's going to just kind of orb walk and attack, gets hit by the cog wall, but it will not matter, as it looks like 40R will be able to pick it off. No, actually with the Silencer, but regardless, they take Brax down and finally get themselves on the board.
And that's what they needed. They desperately needed a kill or something going their way, and Brax couldn't just sit there free farming as a clockwork, and finally they got 40R caught in the cogs with him. Had he been out of the cogs like he was before, then there's no way they get that kill, I think. But because he's in those cogs, that means 40R grabs it. Well, I guess the Silencer, like you said, grabbed the kill. But nonetheless, it's fine either way. But Korok, with 2 kills or a kill and assist going his way right now, he is feeling very confident in this lane. Only 17 last hits for the Alchemist right now. Korok has a DD rune as well. If he pops the Elder Dragon, he might be able to go for a kill once this Chemical Rage is done, but it's got to be when the Chemical Rage is done, because that's just going to regen him up, and there's not enough burst damage, I think, for Korok. So they're pinging on him right now. Ned is sitting here on the backside with 1,000 gold in the bank. He's looking to burrow strike in, but Fog's here to help out as well. There's no Shallow Grave as well. Theban might rotate, but he has no TP just in case there is that kind of aggression, and I guess we'll see.
Yep, we'll see. We have to wait it out in the meantime. CNB should look to just wait it out, though. I mean, their Bat Rider needs to get the Blink Dagger. That's when they can really start to try to get something going in their favor. And he's just kind of farting around instead in this mid lane, waiting out for right time, because top is way too hard. Jungle is already occupied by a Mr. Sandstorm, taking all that farm. So it's a bit confusing as far as who's going to commit to what to try to get the farm to get online. But these supports, Bat and the Sand King, they need to get those Blink Daggers.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're prioritizing the Sand King, but then again, maybe not so much. The team fight potential is maybe just too big for the Sand King to not go for it, however. And they probably figured that maybe Tavo's going to get doomed a lot, but they're going to rotate mid. Elder Dragon form and the Dragon Tail. Again, he did pop off that Chemical Rage. Unstable Concoction's going to fly. A TP coming in from the Silencer. No level 6 just yet. The Thunder Strike should be enough. The last right click going for Korok. Burrow Strike missing on everybody. Korok with the DD doing work. Meanwhile, they will grab that kill on Fogged. I believe it was the Curse of the Silent getting the kill there. He was walking away, and I imagine that or the last word is going to be the only thing that'll kill him, so...
But regardless, in the end, it's a one support for the Alchemist again. This poor Alchemist, man, getting his ass royally beat in the mid lane by Sir Korok, and it's getting hard times here. The supports are trying to make something happen. For CNB, they're nearby as part of a defensive measure, but aggressively, just not getting anything done. They have to wait to the mid game, wait till they get those crucial items they need, and, well, Brax... He's level 6, and he's ready to fire off a hook shot here, so Ned might have to be careful. Ooh,
Brax might pop off here.
Scout. Yeah, and he's going to show himself in the mid lane. He might as well say goodnight, and there's Brax. He's lingering.
Do it,
Baby.
Hook shot
Pulls
in.
out this shot. He got it. Cog wall to follow. Battery assault. Sand King's not going to live from this one. Quickly bursted down and taken by Sir Knightly Korok, as they now fend away on the Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, he's through 0-1, and he's getting very close to a Lothar's. He'll get Unstable Concoction, but ever since the change to that, it does, like, no damage. And he didn't really, obviously charge it up at all. Plus, it's level 2. 40R getting a kill on Fog, though. And he'll infest in a creep just to make sure that he stays alive. He'll infest out to get some more health going his way, but... yeah, I mean, 40R's had a good time in that bottom lane, but he's about the only one for CNB that has done really anything this game. And Stinking has 74 last hits, so... That's 9 minutes and 30 seconds in. That's 74 last hits. Now, some of those are jungle creeps. Keep that in mind, but that's a ridiculous number.
It's still more
He's
farm,
clearly proving me wrong about him not wanting to just hit creeps, because he's doing it, and he's doing it in a spectacular fashion. So.
This is just what he does. It doesn't matter if he's a Doom or someone you think would just man up and try to make fights happen. This man loves hitting some creeps. He loves gold, precious gold, and wants to obtain all of it.
Mid lane, unstable concoction. Oh, he didn't throw it on Korok. There's the global silence going as well. He'll stick up. He has his bottle ready to go. Will he survive? It looks like yes, but just barely. Korok, my goodness. The glimpse back in on Baga. Oh no, the Elder Dragon form with the Dragon Tail going in. Burrow up on Korok. Can they get this kill? He's going to bottle up again. The hook shot in for Brax just in time to save his life. The Static Storm. Ned about to fall, but will survive. There's no more glimpse back, and Korok with about 15 or 20 or so HP. He'll live and head back to the base, and even maybe think about picking up his Lothars as well. So
that's got to be very morally defeating in the end. Just can't get anything done, and then you have to hand over support in the end just because of that dirty-ass glimpse is just so good. Coming up from Fog, managed to pick off something in the end. They're still well ahead, 6-3. If you're looking at the gold graph, it's dipping. It's falling, working towards 5K right now for NAR. Rotations to come as Korok makes his return back to the mid lane, still in dragon form, looking to burst down and hopefully take a tier 1 in the near future.
Yeah, call this guy Rhaegar Targaryen. Korok is putting in some work right now on the, of course, Sir Davion Dragon Knight and Elder Dragon Ford doing work. Kingard getting Poison Touch, but it'll pop the Chemical Rage, so that damage is like a tickle to him. But really, nothing else has been this game. He's been blown over by a strong gust of wind, and that strong gust of wind being 3 heroes coming into his lane and killing him. Just mercilessly. God, I can't even get that word. Meanwhile, snaking top lane, getting open wounded, but he will survive. He's got Doom available as well. So back to farming we go for both sides, and well, rejects, like you talked about, they have the huge gold lead, they have the dire side advantage, so if they want to go for Roche at some point, they absolutely can. They'll need a medallion potentially for it. I don't think they have it just yet, but now they'll make a smoke kick and head bottom and look for somebody to kill.
Yep, Shadowblade now acquired on Korok. Let's see if they can make use of it here. They're going to smoke themselves all the way into the jungle. No one nearby just yet. It is going to be, though, Ned. Relatively close on the Sand King if they want to make the rotation up and around back that way. But nope, they're going to look to see if they're going to catch one out. Might play aggressive ward. There it is. Aggressive ward right on cue. They're going to scout out, see if anyone tries to make a move in. But all in all, the objective is to take this tower.
Yeah, it looks like they will go for it. And 40R is here, and he does have Rage, mind you, but Static Storm, that'll nullify that, at least if we can hit a good one. It is available. Not too long since then, but top lane, Snaking has been working on this tier 1 tower for a long time. TP coming through. It's going to be coming out from the... Okay, King RD, that was questionable at best. He TP'd with his unstable concoction charging and didn't get it really thrown, so he hit himself. And that's not good. Korok picking off the courier there as it was coming in to maybe help out 40R and get him an item. But now hookshot going to go through. No, Brax! He hit his own teammate. 40R is going to TP away, and this should be a free tower, and Brax was just like, damn it, if I hit that hookshot, it's a free kill probably, but oh well.
It's okay, just shrug it off for now because you managed to get the tower regardless. Scouting out with the rocket, no one's going to be nearby to contest this, and there it is, your first structured takedown of the game going in favor of the North American Rejects.
Oh, the King. King, what are you doing? Snaking, get out of there. He's trying to fight 3 heroes at once. It's not going to work out in his favor. He gets a little too aggressive. Mid lane TP coming in. Kinger getting caught out. They use the Dragon Tail going through. Breathe Fire, Unstable Concoction. No, the Static Storm. Can he throw it? He's got to now, but it's too late already. 40R. Well, what about him? He's got Rage, he's got Infest, he should be just fine. They'll weave him up, but not that it matters. And again, the 3/4-man aggression coming out from NAR is just too strong.
Yep. And after taking off one previous tower, it's time to make a go here. Pings are coming out as if they might consider defending this one, but already laying out some heavy damage. It's going to be rough, but bottom lane, look at this. Tavo quickly catches out Brax a little bit too far in the wrong neighborhood here, and now is going to be pummeled down by 40R and hands over a free and easy kill to Lifestealer.
Yeah, but all the while, space created. You know, he's just saying that. As his team, well, they take down a tier 1 tower. Just like that, Korok is second in the net worth chart. What has Snaking done to be first at this point? He's got a mech and a drum already. This guy is farmed as all hell. His GPM, what's it sitting at right now? 617. That's without any buildings that he's killed specifically. They'll rotate around on the backside. They have this dire ward here, so they've got complete vision of this lane. They'll see Ned and Baga roam through. He has his global, by the way. Epicenter's up as well. The Blink Dagger now completed for the Sand King. Unstable Concoction going to fly. There it goes. Now, oh, what a Dragon Tail onto Ned, who is about to burrow in. The kinetic field going as well. The Thunderstrike's going to bring him down. Theban, he might be able to use his Grave, but he will survive nonetheless. Now, snaking. He already used that Doom. I'm not sure on who. But Tavo getting caught out. The tower will fall. Unstable's flying. He's going to hit Korok. Brax, they're making room for him. Cogs are about to be up now. Kinger, you are in some trouble. You are about to fall, my friend, and will. My goodness, 3 down for CNB. And a rejects going to work. How does Dismech...
Pimpmunkle, Dismech, and Pimpmunkle. Oh, unbelievable.
God. I am riding. Rigged.
It's okay. Appreciate the support, guys. If you want to be part of the ticket giveaway, or actually rather the item giveaway, you gotta get that $3.99 ticket in the store. Black model HUD, very sexy, but all the meanwhile, North American Rejects do clean up that tier 2 tower, and they're just making it look easy right now. And poor little Alchemist, man, he is on tilt. 0 and 5 for him.
This Alchemist has had what you would call a hard game, a very hard game, in fact. And that's not surprising. He got ganked like 3 or 4 times, and then he just went into a bunch of fights that really didn't favor him at all. So yeah, it's been rough. Luckily, the rest of his team is doing somewhat okay. Blink daggers are available now, but I just don't think they can really fight. There goes the Chemical Rage. Kinger, well, Unstable Concoction, not getting charged, but there's the Burrow Strike, the Global as well. Snaking about to fall. This could be the fight they're looking for, and is. They take down one. Can they take down more? 40R. Chase him right after 1437, but Brax hook shot in on net. He's about to fall. The Static Storm. 40R getting caught out now. He's going to get cogged up as well. The Shadow Wave heal doing work. The heal bomb grabbing 2. The lasso now on Fog. 2 for 2 trade. Nice unstable, but they shouldn't be able to chase this. Not into Korok anyway, who, by the way, should have his Elder Dragon in just a bit. Yeah, 5 seconds in fact, but 2 for 2 trade coming out for both sides.
Yep, 2 for 2, 1 core, 1 support each. So all in all, not too terrible for CNB, but drawing even is not getting them anywhere. It's just making the game even for the temporary moment. It's still definitely North American Rejects game to have here. As long as they don't kind of give anything away too much for free. Snaking's been caught out a couple of times, but it hasn't been anything too significant. He's still well in front as far as net worth. 10K net worth. The next in line for CNB is their Lifestealer, kind of approaching 6K. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge difference right now, and Lifestealer needs to find the time to get some farm for himself.
Yeah, right now, 40R, he's done a bit of work, and he's going for an SNY, as you can clearly see with that Yasha, and makes him a bit speedier, but that's not going to matter. They've been holding the Static Storm just used specifically on him a couple of times, and that's probably caused his downfall. We saw a Vitality Booster in the last game come out for 1437. This time he picks up the full Rod of Atos, so now he's got that. They have that MAME ability, or I guess Cripple ability is what it's called, and he's got some extra health going his way as well. But look at this, Roshan going for NAR, and should be free. I don't think there's any way, even if they knew about it, that CNB can really contest. They're not making their way over there anyways, so it's going to go down, and I have to imagine this is either going to be Koroks or Snake Kings. Probably Snake King.
And it looks like it will be Snake Kings to pick up. I'd imagine also with the plate mail in hand, he's probably looking to go forward into the Assault Curios, would advance their utility power plus pushing power, so that works nice, and plus durability for each other. Korok, he is looking to build into, I would imagine, a BKB here, which would help out with the global silence, obviously. But honestly, through this whole game, I have yet to see like a big global silence that's like, oh, it saved them, or oh, it prevented them from anything. It just hasn't, in my eyes, been a big factor as of yet. But in the meantime, Korok pops off his level 2 dragon form, and they're going to hammer away here at the tier 2 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and it looks like CNB are not really ready to contest this yet. They're all sitting top and maybe looking to try to take this tower, but they're going to have to TP back for a tier 3 defense very soon, because it's going to happen. The Bat Rider's going to Firefly up right now, and they might be able to glimpse him here. It was close. Yep, there it is. He Firefly the kinetic field. Yeah, that's just too much, and Tavo got crippled before he went down. Not that it mattered. He dies very quickly, and buyback status for him. I'm not sure if he has it. It looks like no. Everyone from the entire team from NAR does. Brack's going to hookshot in, looking for Baga. Doesn't go for the cogs. He doesn't have them on cooldown. Now Baga getting caught out with the cripple coming in from the Atos. He'll throw up the global. Not that it matters. Ned going to work. Actually kills down Fog. The Bro Strike up. The Rage as well. They might have needed that Static Storm. The Grave a bit earlier. There's the Doom. 40R getting low. Korok the Lothars. The Drum Pop as well. He wants one more right click. He'll get it. That'll be the kill. Triple kill for Korok. He has no Aegis, mind you, but he's still very tanky. King RD about to fall. The Urn Charge doing work. The Weave, the Grave not there. Ned picks up the kill, but he's going to get crippled as well. Sandstorm flying through. The bottom racks now exposed. The Glyph is going to finally go, but they've dove too far here. 1437 is going to fall, but they'll pick up the kill on Ned in the end with that Urn Charge. a couple heroes going down, but now with no racks, they've got to back off. Any rejects a bit too far, a dive too far, if you will.
It was, a nice healthy dive to go for. I would have hoped they would have gone for that if they cleaned out the whole racks, but they only got the tower instead. Brax in trouble here. Gets caught with a flame break, throws out the battery assault, and will try to make his escape. They do see Snake King over here and do start attacking on the napalm. Blink in. There's the lasso grab. Looking to pull him back. King RD, can he get revenge from his very troubled early game as he begins to right-click down Snake King. Snake King caught out, and he will pop, but he does have the Aegis. Looking to make his return. There we go. They're going to try to man up right now and make this go. 40R makes his appearance as well. Oh, nice block. Cogs will shove him back, but the Bat Rider will fly from above, trying to catch out Snake King, but this man's not hurt, and this is a bad time to continue on with this fight. Korok steps back, quickly rips apart Tavo. Now T jumps in the creep.
How did he get? Oh my god.
Pops out from behind, making the run up the hill, trying to delay as much as possible. Does this man have a TP? He does, but 25 seconds till he can use it. He's making the long run, but all the meanwhile, they're making a run on King RD, stuck up on the hill right here. Simple few right clicks, cog him down below, and take him apart. So
the cogs pushed him onto the high ground. That's the saddest thing I've ever seen for this. Like, this Alchemist is like, if I were him, I would just be like, I am not ever playing Dota again. I mean, like, not that he's played poorly, but just like, he's had like the roughest game, and I understand where he's coming from. Like with this play, it's just really, really troublesome. But like, how unfortunate can you get? Top lane, Fog's going to get caught out. That's a nice pickup coming up from 40R. Something that they really needed, but still, I don't know. I just don't know if there's any way they can jump back into this game, especially after the fights they've had. It's 15,000, almost 20,000 gold lead going for NA Rejects now, so.
Yep. Now they're stuck with a choice. Do we try to make it go on bottom or the middle? Both being pushed in. 40R gets caught out and just quickly manhandled by both Korok and Brax. Looking like nothing right now, as now they look to take it home. Jump in by Tava, but the BKB will be popped by Korok, looking to man up. They drop down a quick sentry in case he tries to flee, but Tava will manage to step back. King RD looking to go in, but will have to step back. Oh god, here comes the cavalry. Snake King jumps in with his own Shivas. Silence to fly out. Big Epi doing lots of damage. Korok pretty low right here. Shadowblade's away. They can see him with the sentry, but it will not matter. Just too big to try to take down. And RD stun homes on Snake King here. Right click, but this is a big doom. He's going to take a lot to get down, and he doesn't even care what's happening. Turns back, and all in all, they're not really doing anything to the racks, just kind of dancing back and forth. Take down the Obs War. Now King RD getting eaten by the Poison Touch. Trying to make a run, but will end up falling. Bursted down. There's a Burrow Strike, but Ned might be in trouble himself. Big Static Storm coming out from Fog. Will fall, and now, unfortunately, 40R once again caught out. Once again taken down. Double kill for Korok. Burrow Strike to fly, but two already down. Ned even bought back, and there finally is the GG coming up from Ned himself. NAR showing no respect in ending the game at 22 minutes. No racks even taken down yet, but it's very clear, Mott, that this one's over.
Yeah, that was a clinic I think NAR put on how to gank a mid lane and really just shut down a core. And on top of that, rotate, take towers when you have the advantage and how to push it and press it. So CNB, that's a rough game for them, and that's got to be pretty devastating. They only got 11 kills going their way, and those 11 kills came from a couple mistakes from NAR, but also some decent plays as well. 40R trying to do what he could, and Lifestealer is a very strong hero, but against the cores that NAR had, which they are very comfortable with, they really weren't concerned at all. And 15 assists for Brax, who I got to say, the highlight moment was probably that hook shot onto 4 and the cogs to push up that Alchemist on the cliff. So that'll be the end of game number 1. We will jump into a break and jump into game 2 as well. And that'll be the last game of the evening, guys. Remember, this is the American Dota League. Check it out at theamericandotaleague.com, or not the, but americandotaleague.com, twitter.com/americandota. Reminder that all of the qualifiers for the American region for TI4 are playing in the ADL. So we've got some exciting stuff, some exciting rivalries, and a lot of great games coming your way. So stick around, guys. We'll be right back.